Hello everyone and welcome to step 29, I Master, or step 29, Mastery. It's time to come into our mastery with our self-love. I've got my Lulu right here. What you growling at, Lulu? But yeah, today is the final day of the I Love Leo season. After today, we enter into the I Become Virgo season, which that's what the 40 days is all about, because every season has 30 days exactly. The astrological seasons are 30 days exactly. And 40 days is spending one full season and then the beginning of the next season. And that's what sets into motion what you need to be able to continue with this stuff. You know, if I only spent a couple days and just went over it and I, continued on with my life, I would never grow in my self-love. I would only think that I am, and I would spiritually bypass by thinking that I'm doing stuff, but I'm not actually. I'm continuing to be the same me, do the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, thinking that I'm doing something because I sat down a couple days of the month and went over it, whenever actually you need to do it every day, because whenever you do it every day, especially for 40 days, then it goes into every aspect of your awareness, and then you actually change, and it's really neat. I think it's a very pretty cool process. I do believe it's not like you change big. It's not like, oh, now I'm able to handle everything and I can take on the world and blah, blah, blah. No, it's a subtle change, and that's how it is. It's like growing up. When you're growing up and you're getting taller every day, you feel like you're not getting taller, and then you see your aunt at some family reunion and she's like, "You've gotten so big, you were so little," and you're just like, I don't realize that I grew, and you're like, I did not get big, you just haven't been around. You did get big. It was a subtle growth that continually happened. So it's just like that with our mental health too. Oh, my doggo's barking at the bus. That's not our bus, and my kids already got on their bus. Which, yeah, today is the first day of school for us. I had to get up extra early. Sorry about the doggos barking. I got up extra early and made everybody breakfast and lunch, and I'm so excited. I love getting to do this for my kids. I love this time of year. I mean, the kids go to school, and this year I've got a senior, and she looked so good today. I was just so proud of her. But yeah, guys, I've been up really, really early, and my mornings are going to look a little bit different now, because I'm going to be getting up and making breakfast and lunch and stuff before I come out here to do this stuff. But that's fine. I got out here at 6:30, and I was normally out here at 6:30, so it all works out. But yeah, step 29, I Mastery, it's a tested step, so typically things happen today that test you, really push your buttons. People do stupid stuff today, then you just can't get over it. You're like, I can't get over how stupid he was to push my buttons today, But that's the way that the energy works on step 29 days. But it's all good. It's all good, and focus on loving yourself and loving what you're doing. That's the key to step 29 days. When people push your buttons, you focus on what you love, not their button pushing, So that's what it's all about, step 29. And yeah, guys, we're about to enter the final chapter. Oh, I can't believe it. I guess I can believe it, if you just keep going, you're going to get there. So anyways, guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the flip side. Hello, step 29, flip side. So I finished my step 29 journaling, and we're looking at what's going right and what's going wrong, which hopefully throughout the day, the tests that come, the boundary tests, and the things that happen will show us more clearly what's going right and what's going wrong. So that's one cool aspect about step 29. The test, I am a believer in God, and I hang out with a lot of believers in God. And believers, we tend to, when we're being tested and we're going through times in our life where we are being tested, you know that you're being tested because you can feel it. You feel it, you know this is hard, you're going through a hard time in life. And when believers do that, we'll typically reassure each other, it's a test from God, or it's a test from the universe or something like that. And it's not the only way that we reassure each other, but that's one of the ways. So anyway, whenever I reassure a believer that it's just your test, for me it's a reassurance, because when I'm in the midst of the test, I forget that it's a test, and once I remember, I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to be noticing what works and what doesn't work, instead of noticing what's going so wrong and focusing on that, So for me, it helps a lot. But I noticed a lot of believers are like, I'm so sick of God testing me. I don't want God to test me no more. I don't need no more tests from God. Haven't I proven myself enough? If you've proven yourself enough, then you are like Jesus. You've ascended and you're sitting at the right hand of God. Okay? If you're still alive on this earth, you have not proven yourself enough. But it's a whole nother rant. Because also, God does not test us because he wants to test us. That's not why he does it. That's not why we go through these tests in life. It is for us. I strongly believe that we asked God for these test moments because we wanted to see if our soul, if we wanted to see in our soul if we are ready for this. Are we ready? Am I ready? And I'm speaking to me as much as I'm speaking to anybody else, because whenever I go through these tests, oh my Lord, sometimes I can't listen to my own freaking advice in the midst of it. When I'm in the midst of it, it is so hard to remember. It's a test. I'm seeing that if I can handle this, if I can't handle this, I definitely can't handle what I want. If I can't handle this, I can't handle this, okay? So I'm seeing if I can handle it, and I'm seeing what does and does not work. Instead of beating myself up about the fact that I'm going through a test and this is hard and they won't do, them, they're not doing right, they won't do, them. No, bring it in. Okay, I want you to change so bad. I feel like you won't change. I want you to so bad. I want you to not cross my boundaries ever again. No excuses. Don't want you to ever cross my boundaries again. Well, okay, this is a test. This is showing me that my boundaries are not as solid as I thought that they were. This is showing me where I cross boundaries. This is showing me what I can do, where I can change. It's showing me how important change is within me. So, yeah, that's what the Step 29 test day is all about, really. I do expect to get tested today, but I am ready for it. I do think that with these tests, it is okay to prepare yourself. There's nothing wrong with studying for a test. Nothing wrong at all. The thing is, life seems to throw them at you out of nowhere. A lot of that's because you don't follow the astrology. If you follow Vedic astrology only, you're not going to get these. The tests fall on Western astrology. Western astrology shows us the way. Vedic astrology shows us what was. So, but of course there's other ways too to determine if you're going to have a test happening, Like if you can see patterns in your life, then maybe you can see that the pattern is leading to a harsh day, But usually days like this, on Step 29 days, things come out of nowhere. Nowhere. I know for me personally, like, if we can imagine, my body is a house, and I know that Step 29 test day is coming, and I know that somebody's going to breach my house. Well, last time they came in through the door, so I locked the doors. Well, they'll come in through the windows this time. And so this next time, I will lock the doors and I'll lock up all the windows. And I will think that I'm fully fortified, you know? I think that I'm ready. And they come through the ceiling. Like they literally cut a hole in the ceiling and came through. I thought all my boundaries were fortified and this happens, you know? So even if you're fully prepared, tests seem to come out of nowhere. But if you're not fully prepared, I mean, I watch people all the time in my life, friends and family, come to me with a test, like, they're like, everything was going fine, and then all of a sudden this happened. And I'm thinking, yep, the astrology said that would happen. It was right on time, actually. But they have no clue. And, you know, I'm not going to tell them that. I'm just going to comfort them. I've learned that people don't want solutions. They don't want answers. People are smart enough to find their own solutions and their own answers. So I've learned to not tell people and just comfort them. Be there for them. Listen, yeah, that does sound effed up. He came through the ceiling? Oh my gosh, I can't believe that. You know, they'll find their own solution to how to keep them off the ceiling, you know? And next time they'll come through the floor out of nowhere. So that's how these things go. It's not something that you can plan for, but it is something that you can plan for. So hopefully you guys could see that. But yeah, that's step 29. Step 29 is, I mean, it's a crazy energy. It just really is. And allow things to be. Usually things that happen on step 29 days do not solidify. They do not stay. They don't stick. So if you have a big old rant at the universe and you're scared that that's going to take away your abundance, don't. It's not. You just were tested and you found yourself wanting. Look into why you had that rant. What is it that made you have that rant? Like me. I'm ranting today. So what's making me have this rant? So stuff like that. So yeah, guys, that's it. Step 29. I don't want to take up too much of your time here. Thank you so much for being here. And I will see you guys tomorrow for chapter 4. Yes, and we move into the 30s and Virgo season. So can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. And yeah, see you on step 30.